You know, getting published in a top-tier journal can feel like a total lottery, right? But what if it's less about luck and more about mastering a craft? Well, today, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to map out the entire journey using insights straight from the editors who make the final call. All right, so here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with how to choose a topic that editors just can't ignore. Then, we'll get into the nitty-gritty of design and writing. We're also going to spend some time on the unique art of qualitative storytelling before we get to the big one, the single most important secret to getting published. Every great journey starts with a destination. And for us researchers, that destination is your topic. It's a choice you make years before anyone else even sees it. And honestly, it's probably the single biggest choice you'll make because it has to grab an editor's attention from the very first page. So what's the secret sauce here? Well, it's not about finding some tiny incremental gap in the literature. No way. It's about finding a topic so interesting, so compelling, that it could start a whole new conversation or completely change the direction of an old one. So according to the folks who actually make these decisions, a high-impact topic has to pass 5 key tests. You got to ask yourself, is it significant? Like, is it taking on a real grand challenge? Is it novel enough to actually change the conversation? Does it create curiosity, a genuine mystery? Is the scope ambitious enough? And finally, is it actionable? Does it give people real insights they can use? I love this quote because it just nails that idea of curiosity. Your research question can't have an obvious answer. It has to be a puzzle, something so intriguing that reviewers feel like they have to keep reading, just because they need to find out how it ends. Okay, so you've got your destination. Now you need the map to get there. In the world of research, that map is your study design. And for the top journals, let me tell you, that map better be perfect.
And this brings us to what might be the golden rule of research design. Your design has to match your question. It's that simple. If you're asking about what causes something or how things change over time, a single snapshot of data just won't cut it. Editors say this mismatch is one of the fastest ways to get a rejection letter.
And look, the stakes here are just incredibly high. Think about it. You can always rewrite your introduction or reframe your theory, but you can't build a time machine and go back to collect different data. A major flaw in your design? That's a deal breaker. It's almost always fatal for your paper's chances. Editors have pointed out these 3 big pitfalls, the kind of thing that gets a paper rejected on the spot, dead on arrival. A mismatch between your question and design, sloppy measurement of your key variables, or a model that just doesn't fit. You have to steer clear of these traps. All right, we've got our destination, we've got our map. Now it's time to actually tell the story of the journey. And you know what they say about great stories? They need an amazing opening scene. For your manuscript, that's the introduction. Get this, 10. That number is just, wow. It's the average number of times that authors of award-winning papers rewrite their introduction. 10 times. It might be the shortest part of the paper, but it proves that getting that hook just right takes an incredible amount of effort. See, a really great intro does more than just give a summary. It hooks the reader right away by answering 3 core questions. First up, who cares? Why does this even matter? Second, what do we already know? What's the conversation right now? And third, the big one. What will we learn from you? How are you going to change that conversation? You can't have a killer opening without an equally powerful ending, right? In the academic world, that means you have to absolutely stick the landing with a fantastic discussion section. You have to think of the discussion section as more than just a wrap-up. It really has 2 jobs. It's an ending, for sure, giving you that satisfying closure by finally answering the so what question, but it's also a beginning, opening up brand new questions and pushing future research in exciting new directions. So to really stick the landing, you've absolutely got to sidestep these common mistakes. First, don't just rehash your results. Explain what they actually mean. Second, don't meander. Pick the 2 or 3 most important implications and focus on them. And please, don't overreach by making huge claims that your data just can't back up. Okay, let's switch gears for a minute and talk about a completely different kind of journey. Because when it comes to qualitative research, the whole structure of the paper, the story itself, is just different. So if you think about a standard quantitative paper, right, all the theory is front-loaded in the hypotheses. Qualitative is the exact opposite. It's all about the long back end. The real heavy lifting, the knockout punch, that's saved for the discussion, where the new theory actually emerges from all that rich data. And it makes sense, right? This difference in structure is all about a difference in purpose.
Quantitative research is usually about testing existing theories to see if they hold up. Qualitative, though, that's about building brand new theories from the ground up, explaining things in a way no one has before.
The way you tell the story is totally different too. Think of quantitative papers as episodic. You have your theory section, your methods, your results, all neatly separated. But great qualitative work, oh, that's interwoven. The data and the theory are wrapped around each other so tightly, they become one single, compelling story.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? To publish high-impact qualitative research, it's not enough to just have great data. You have to be an incredible storyteller, crafting this narrative that just pulls the reader in and completely changes the way they see the world.
Okay, so after this whole journey, from picking a topic to telling a story, what's the one big secret? What's the one core principle that ties all of this together?
At the end of the day, it all comes down to this one thing. Every single choice you make, your topic, your design, your intro, your discussion, it all has to serve one main goal, making a significant theoretical contribution. The big question isn't just, what did you find? It's, so what? How does what you found change what we thought we knew?
And that right there is the million-dollar question you need to ask yourself. It's not about just filling a tiny gap. It's about changing the conversation. And if you can do that, you're not just on the path to getting published, you're on your way to making a real, lasting mark.